Okay, boys. I started back up after,
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
so in the ending we went to the one on the right. So let's just see what happens if we keep going to the one on the left. Meeting room, yada yada yada. Whatever.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Well,
Feeling
actually,
a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
oh wait, no, dang it, we went to the one on the right last time. Or no, we went to the one on the left. Whatever. Anyway, let's
Coming
go
to
down.
a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley
dang it.
just couldn't do it. He considered
have
the
to do this
possibility
thing
of
again.
facing his boss, admitting he had
Oh
left
wait,
his post during work
if
hours.
anybody's
He might be
watching that
fired
hasn't
for
seen the
that.
first episode,
And in
you should
such a
probably do
competitive
that, 'cause we're
economy,
gonna talk
why had
about
he
it
taken that
in,
risk?
like,
All because he
in this one?
believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy.
dang it,
And
we're
then
gonna have
something
to do this
occurred to
again.
Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get that weird ending again.
What a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his
Dang
job.
it, that
He
nerd
wasn't crazy
Marietta's
after
gonna be
all.
dissing Stanley.
He thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Yeah, why is
Now
that
the voice was
happening?
describing itself being considered by
I don't
Stanley, who
know.
found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought
You
it
guys
all
should-
very odd,
whoever's
I
watching
wondered if
this,
this voice spoke to
You should
all
probably
people
just
in
like
their
skip
dreams.
to
The truth
when
was that, of
I'm
course,
not
this was
at
not
this
a dream.
ending.
How could
Have
it
you
be?
seen the other video?
Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing
Because
that if
it's
he's
just-
asleep,
yeah,
he doesn't
it's
have to
gonna be
take
the same
responsibility for himself? Stanley is as
The
awake
nerdy,
right now as he's
ra-
ever been in his
Narrator
life.
just rambles on for a
Now,
time.
hearing the voice speak these words was
I
quite a
fall
shock
off
to
of
Stanley.
like,
After
top
all,
of the
he
building
knew
and
for
then I
certain,
die.
beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Wall time.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back,
Epic.
the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Okay.
I am okay.
You are okay, but you're not okay right now. Stanley's the best boy in there.
Stanley began screaming.
Oh, okay.
Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real.
Oh,
Please,
okay.
just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Now it's Marietta nerd time.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh, Mariella, not Marietta.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal.
Even though Stanley's just getting controlled by a stupid...
I am in control of my mind.
Mind control.
I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Why would you... Wait, dude, you're just not gonna call an ambulance for Stanley? I didn't catch that part. Okay, back in the start. Anyway, whatever.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
By the way, when I started back up, I forgot to press record. But the dude was like, "Oh yeah, the office seems brighter than normal." So I don't know if that has a difference, but yeah.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
So, I think we're gonna...
Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Zoom.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Here we go. New stuff. Can I? Oh, I can jump off. I'm doing it.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Does it show anything? Oh, dang it. I wanted... I thought that was going to be something
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I hate all these... anyway, open drawers.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay. We did that before, yeah, let's go this way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
So now let's take this thing.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
I have a feeling this is going to be something not...
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
I'm good, G. Or do I? I'll go through the red door.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop.
I don't want to be in a loop,
be so much happier if we just
on.
stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Let's go this way. Wait, what does the other door look like? Let's go through this one. Oh.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy.
Oh, he's happy, okay.
I actually feel happy.
If it turns a different color, I'm booking it. Whoa. Can I jump off? I thought for a second I did. Oh, okay, we're happy now.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Bye.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Nah, we're going back. I'll see what happens if we go back. If he says anything.
Good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
Okay, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go to the stairs and come back again.
No. What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here. You heard me before, didn't you? You will die. What about this isn't getting through to you?
Okay, we're going back in.
Are you... You are going to stay here, aren't you?
Nah. We're just pissing the guy off. Now let's go back. I don't know if the game was has voice lines for this any further. Yeah. It just expects you to go to the stairs, so I guess I'll just do that. I'm pretty sure you have to jump off the stairs. Yeah. Use reefs.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Okay, let's just go in style.
No!
Epic.
Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other... There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy.
Epic.
We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
I'm gonna move again. Let's go.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
Oh, going back. I'm pretty sure if we jump, if we jump again, we're probably gonna die. If he does another voice line for me coming in here, okay. If he did another voice line for me coming in there, I probably would have stayed, but nah. They expect you to go jump again.
No. What do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
Once I get to the top, I'm gonna go back and come back down. And see if there's another voice line for it. If that affects the story at all. I'm gonna go back anyways. And see if I enter the room then. Does it do something? Epic. Okay, yeah, no, I expect you to jump. Scary music. Ooh.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
I'm taking him slow now.
Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
Okay, we're leaving again. Oh yeah, we didn't die.
No, perhaps not.
Let's go back here.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy.
Bye.
Am I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. Do you actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me?
I mean, I want Stanley to stay alive.
I wanted us to be happy here, Stanley. I really did.
What are we supposed to
I
do
wish
here?
I
We're
still
just supposed
thought
to
that
sit
was
here
possible.
until. What do you want from us to? What is staying here like get from us? Me and narrator man. No, I'm just gonna die. Let's just jump.
Is it over?
Easy.
It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Easy dubs. Dude, we're insane. Okay.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
Oh wait, well, what am I doing? Oh, here we go.
When Stanley came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, before I didn't, I'm actually gonna take
And so
the
he
door.
detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
I already went down there. I don't think there's any more choices. Let's get back on track. You know what?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
If we go down, then we're gonna do that crazy thing again. Yeah, we can't really. Oh, we can do the doors now. Because the boss knows what the boss says, the boss goes. The boss never losses, and that's what the boss chose. Oh, dude, I love that issue of extreme bathrooms. And that marriage just, like, doesn't work for some reason. Can I open? Okay, can I open through here? I can. That's not good. Can I? Okay, we'll go up. Let's see. I can't click that. Right, it's just oh yeah. Epic dance move time. Oh yeah, time for epic dance. Oh. I clicked it again. let's keep going up. Oh yeah. Stanley. Do we ever get there? No, keep going up. Yeah, let's go down now. Let's just wait. Now it's a great time for you to subscribe, because this is rather boring. Let's attempt to hit the bottom. Okay, yeah, we said the down. Okay, you know what? I think whatever we do, it's gonna just keep us going.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Oh yeah. Epic gamer time. What happens if I hit this again? Can I?
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Can I go down? No. Wait, we've already done this. I wonder if there's something you can do with the elevator. Can I go this way? I can't. Oh, we're gonna have to do this again? Oh no, it's gonna bring us to that mind control room, and then this time we can do the escape route or whatever.
Stanley walked straight ahead through
Yes,
the large
yeah.
door that read Mind Control
Okay, let's go
Facility.
this way.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Okay.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and
Now
get
we're
back
still
on track.
We already
At this
did
point,
that.
Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Epic. Yeah, we're going. Dang it, does that just mean I restart? Oh, okay. So I didn't
As the
die?
machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, it reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley
really
can't
not
see
moving
the
this
real
thing.
picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plugging the eyeballs from a blind man.
That's
So he
not a
resigned
great
and
analogy.
willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life.
Oh, I was
Farewell, Stanley.
Oh! Yo, what's up? Oh!
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh. Okay. I'll take it. Is it... Oh.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
This is like a narrator for the narrator.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now?
Can we walk through
Do you
this?
see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
This blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the 2 doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development, though the core layout remains most identical to the first iteration. Huh. So, okay, here are the 2 doors. And then that's where you really, like, do the office. Can I not go through? Okay. Button sounds. The selection of button sounds used throughout the game are a selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Huh. I don't know that one. I remember the old, I don't know, okay. Credits. Is there a Stanley that made the game? Sorry if there's not. There's not. Now, at the end of the game, we still have to make a choice. What is this? Office computers. Let's go this way. Office clock. Boss's office. Screens from the development of the boss's office. I feel like they should have picked this one. This one would have been better. Okay. Oh, there's so much to see. Okay. Play lounge, underground. Only very bit of the underground portion of the game. Narrator outtakes. Kevin Brighting, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game. Game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game. Wait, where are they? I can't hear them.
He traveled upward to the power source to end the siege.
Wait, where are they? I can't hear them. Whatever. I heard it. Whatever. Okay, let's get back. Freedom ending. It's the very incarnation of the freedom ending. It's the game's alpha. Freedom ending. Countdown room. I didn't see that. Did I? I don't know. Monitor room, elevator. Oh, that's probably where you end. Let's see. Game design mockup. This is the level that William, the level designer, sent Davey, the writer, as a kind of audition piece. The strength of this level, yet William hired to design the full game. Though much of the environment has changed, the basic layout from the mock-up is still in the game. These are screenshots. Whatever. Maintenance room. We saw most of the stuff, I feel like. Oh, we're back here. Oh, what's in here? Warzone. That's... Oh, they should have done that earlier in development. We designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Okay. Epic. They should have done that. I would have liked that. Oh yeah, we were just there. Wait, did we see this? Oh no, we didn't. The apartment timer. In a previous version of the game, leading to the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up to the phone would lead to a different ending. I didn't get some of these endings. I wish I did. Wait. Maintenance layout. These are just like the flow of hallways following the first two doors was important to get right, since players will replay them so many times. We discussed a number of designs, but ultimately it would be the simplest one that went out. So it was this one probably. Huh. Okay. The game only ended when the player restarted the escape menu, unfortunately. Which was frustrating for everyone. Oh, we're back. Okay, let's go to that, like, room. Exit.
Oh, look at these two.
Okay.
How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
I'm gonna pull it. Okay.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now. You'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
Okay, I panicked there. I didn't know what to do. Time chose for me, I guess. I don't know if... Oh, wait, it said we should have quit there in the, like, the thing. So Oh, okay. I guess we, like, pretty much beat the game then. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to this channel. And yeah, hopefully see you in another video. I might do research on like how this works and see if there's any other endings that I didn't get. And if not, there will be another episode. But if I don't find any other endings, then there won't be any other ending, and there won't be any other episode. So yeah, thanks for watching. This will be the potential end of the Stanley Parable. Anyway, thanks for watching.